Hi everybody, it's Allison Dawrant coming to you from my art studio here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And in this video, I'm just so excited to share with you what I've been working on lately. I'm always painting and creating. For those of you that follow me, you'll know that I'm quite prolific. I just want to share with you a quick little glimpse. You can see my very busy studio floor, and there's Oakley over there enjoying his ball. So thank you for all of you that have reached out. Oakley is healing really well since his major triple fistula repair in his mouth and getting 13 teeth out, but he's back to being a dog with a job in my studio, and I think he feels so much better now because he's just full of beans. That's an expression my parents used to say. I don't know if that's like a maritime expression, when you're just like full of energy, full of beans. They'd also say you have like a bee in your bonnet, or my mom always jokes that my dog is like my dad is like a dog with a bone. It's like he gets so excited about an idea and he just runs with it and takes it and puts that idea into action. Okay, it's been a while since I've done a video. I get totally sidetracked, but let's just focus on what's in front of me, which is the most recent Uppercase magazine that just came in the mail, number 67. And this is the cover, which reads, "Art is creating beauty with the empty spaces." And this wording really resonates with me because I love that blank space in my work. For those of you that don't know my work very well, I just happen to have my 71 card art poetry deck here, where it has 71 cards that have my original art reproduced into print. And I can just share a couple with you, and you'll see that I do love that blank space around the colors, the textures, the imagery that I choose when I'm painting. And I feel like that white space sometimes just really highlights what's going on. So these are just some examples of my work. This one has less white space. Just see, actually I have one of my favorite art prints was just ordered and it's right behind me. So what I might do is just share with you my art poetry painting titled "Remember Your Breath." So this is a giclée print, a fine art print of, again, my painting, a watercolor and mixed media painting that reads "Remember Your Breath." I had painted this in 2020, and when I had painted it, I was really just trying to lose myself in the colors and the moment while I was painting, and everything that was going on when we were going through lockdown and being quite isolated in our homes. And I really wanted to have something that I could see on my wall that sparked joy and brought me peace, a sense of peace and calm. And I was writing words on my art at that time. I call it art poetry, and "Remember Your Breath" was just something that I felt would help me when I would see it on my wall. So just walking by and remembering to take a breath. And I think we get so busy with our day-to-day that sometimes you just forget to keep it simple, to slow down and just breathe. So in saying that, I almost just want to take a moment here and just take a really nice breath. And yeah, that just kind of grounds me, and yeah, I can kind of get back to sharing what's inspiring me. Oh, and the whole point of showing you this was just all the white space that I like to leave around my art. So some pieces represent or kind of showcase that a bit more than others. But yeah, this is a certificate of authenticity, which comes with all of my giclée, otherwise known as fine art prints. So it has the title. It's pigment ink on 100% cotton rag and 14 by 11 inches with my original signature. So that's something that I get from my printer, Ken, through Art Magic. He's just a wonderful local printer, does the best prints. So just appreciating this this wording, creating beauty with the empty spaces. I think, and oops, it just fell. That's okay. But I'm gonna flip through this magazine just without showing you the whole thing, just to give you a bit of a taste for what it's like. It's really wonderful. It is an investment, but it's so high quality, and I highly recommend this if you're looking for just something to inspire you just in your creative practice, or it's a beautiful gift for people that are creatives in your lives. I don't get anything for promoting this magazine other than I can offer you a 10% off over $50 Canadian discount code if you use the code Allison10 when you check out at Uppercase. So uppercasemagazine.com. So when you're checking out, if you just put in Allison10 with no spaces, you should get 10% off that order over $50. And I just love these magazines so much. They're magazines that I tend to hold on to and go back to time and time again when I'm looking for inspiration. Introduced me to so many artists. And you can just see actually this page. Not only do they have this type of magazine, they have an Encyclopedia of Inspiration. So this is just an example of some of the topics they have published. And I just got this one in the mail as well, glue, holding it all together. I feel like I could use some glue in my life lately, holding it all together in the sense of everything going on, all the moving parts. I think I need, this is timely. I need glue in the sense of the collage I'm doing, as well as just how life gets so busy. And this cover comes off, which is really neat. So more about that in a minute. But just check this out. So I will flip through this in a minute. That is one of the encyclopedias on collage, assemblage, and other sticky pursuits. If you're an artist that loves to do that kind of thing, that's an encyclopedia that would definitely inspire. I'll just do a really quick flip through because this was not my intention today. Oh, and I have to say, oh my gosh, look at that detail in this work. Wow. Incredible detail in here. All of that detail with cutting. I have to read a little bit about this, using all of those tools by hand. I get sidetracked because there's just so much to sidetrack somebody in here. I already forget what I was going to say. Stitching with stencils, that's pretty neat. Oh, Ray Missigman. I did see I get Ray Missigman's newsletter. She's a beautiful mixed media artist out of Florida. She teaches wonderful classes, and I do have a couple of her originals in my home. She has been kind of sharing her work that she's been doing stencils, stitching through stencils. And so if you subscribe to her newsletter, the most recent newsletter, which I'm sure she would bounce to you if you were interested, is all about that, which is really neat. Those cats are so sweet. Tatiana Ryavazina, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, from California. So all about stenciling, stamping, design, patterns. This is really a great statement. A stencil as a metaphor for hyperfocus, for making deliberate choices about what to include and exclude. And it just makes me think of when I use stencils, I prefer not to use the whole stencil. I think when I had first started art journaling and kind of creating I really had no idea what I was doing, and I would probably go to Michael's and just purchase some stencils that were probably very affordable, and I would just not know how to make it my own, and I would just use the whole stencil on the page. And then I was following artists that would just take a little bit of a stencil for inspiration, and then kind of, maybe, how do you say, maybe smudge part of the stencil so you could just see some of it, paint over certain parts, or, do half stencil and then half their own artwork. This is just really neat to read that. And so thinking about how you would use a stencil, or, have you created your own stencils? I know some people use glue guns and they create an outline and let the glue dry. I really, I wouldn't know how they do that in a way that would create a fairly sturdy stencil. I have historically used manila folders for stencils, for cutting, for making my own. I feel it's really tedious. I know Janine, how do you say, the publisher, editor, designer, she's like the everything behind Uppercase. She encourages using the packaging that comes with the magazines and these sweet little postcards. So I am going to show you what I've been doing with these as well lately. But I'm sidetracking, but you could probably, this is thick enough, you could probably do a stencil out of here and use it at least a few times. I also like to clean off my brush on this brown toned paper, because there's something different about putting colors on a brown toned paper versus white paper, and it sort of lights up my brain with new ideas. I'm trying to see if I have one nearby. I have so many on the go. All the different types of ink on this page: amethyst, indigo, graphite, blackberry. This is kind of a neat page. I'm really into patterns. Just all of a sudden this past week, I'm just noticing more patterns when I'm out walking, in my environment, noticing little patterns that, are maybe an artwork I've purchased and I just didn't notice until, the light, the sun was going down, and it's just the light hit them a certain way. Okay, so that is Uppercase number 67, which is available now. Janine does put out back orders, so if you miss some issues that you think you'd really like to have in your creative library or to gift to somebody, she will do these bundles where sometimes it's a bit more affordable and you can get some back orders. But again, if you use the code Allison10, you should get 10% off over $50. And this is glue, Encyclopedia of Inspiration, holding it all together. And it is so chunky and comprehensive and inspiring. I went through these pages with my son, who's 8 now, and he's been doing some collage art at school. We really liked this one. This little fox on the Derwent Inktense pencil. So sometimes, if you don't feel like painting and you really want to create, sometimes just cutting out shapes from papers that you might have. I know we have a whole bunch of construction paper in our basement from, when we were kids and we just had extra construction paper, and, just leaving that, I'm going to leave that out on the kitchen table. So when my son gets home from school, sometimes if we see what's out on the kitchen table, we're more likely to create together, or, to talk about art, or just do something. So lately we have had those Stabilo woody, oh, this is so beautiful. We've had those chunky Stabilo woody water-soluble crayons. I'm just looking for one here. Nope, they're all in the kitchen. But they're just wonderful because they're great for dexterity, and they're just so pigmented. So So this just gives you an idea of all of the inspiration you can get through marks and colors and textures and different personalities and how they express themselves in their art, different creatives, artists, designers. And then I'm going to, actually, I really want to show you all, I'm going to put out my new collection that I've been working so hard on and I've been so inspired to create, is these little electric blue sky minis on 4-inch square canvas. And they have dried flowers as well as monoprints of collage and stamping, talking about stamping and stenciling. So I'm just going to put them here, and excuse me for just 1 second. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that pause. So this collection I'm really proud of. I've been so excited to paint these that I've just kept on painting them and creating underpaintings and trying them on different substrates. So these are 4-inch square canvases. And I just put on a layer of Liquitex gloss medium and varnish, just one layer, as this collection I'm launching actually, is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow, Thursday, October 23rd. And so I've started the varnishing process just so they have drying time in between before I ship them off. And in here I just had added my favorite lights and brights. I love the neon colors. I had purchased some colors through Holbein acrylic. A little bit more of an investment. This one was $15 Canadian, or $14.50. But just loved getting that bright neon directly on the canvas. So I was using a whole bunch of brights and then finding ways to kind of carve out an abstract still life. And then you can see here, I have these beautiful dried botanicals from my dad's garden. And I'm so sorry. I just have, excuse me for 1 more minute. I'll be right there. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna have to sign off for a sec. We have contractors here and they need some support with moving some stuff. Okay, so I will just sign off for now, but I will pop another video back on shortly, okay? Thanks so much.